On Thursday, May 24th at 10 in the morning, Sprowl Building Components in Searsmont Village went on the auction block. The Sprowl brothers opened the sawmill in 1941. In 1988, George Sprowl Sr. took over, and the business turned towards making roof trusses and wall panels. George Sprowl Jr. took the helm in 1996.
Now, before I begin calling for the bids here today, does anyone have any questions on our terms and conditions of sale? I can't give you, I can't tell you if there's a truck out here stored in the barn. I'm not giving you a bill of sale to it, okay? You're buying real estate only here today.
No contents.
Yeah. I know the Sprowls have a few items in these buildings here today, and we're not conveying any personal property here today. Also have that call?
How long do they have to get the contents out?
You'll have to deal with them directly on that, Dave. I don't have any set time. I'm sure that they'll work with you to get them out in an orderly fashion, but I make no guarantees to that. You'll have to deal with them directly. We've made no arrangements with them. Any other questions? Okay, we're going to take bids on parcel number 1, which is the house located up on 10 North Street. You've all had an opportunity to look over the premises and the information, gentlemen. Where and lies your pleasure on parcel number 1? Do we have any opening bids here today? Have a couple $100,000, send it in. Parcel number 1, beautiful colonial home. Have a couple $100,000, send it in. How much on it? How about a $200,000 bid and send it in? 150 and where? How about 150 half? 150 half. Now 200. 150 half divided 200. 150 half divided 2, make it a $200,000 bid. 150, 200 where? How much?
160.
160, 170, 160 half divided 170, 170 now 180. 170 half divided 180. 170 half divided 180, 80, 180. 185 is my bid, 185. Have an advance 190. 185 half divided 190. 185 half divided 190, 90, 190, 185. Looking for 190. 185 on parcel number 1. The house, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful home. Totally renovated over there. I have 185, 190 where? 185, have it divided 190 where? 185, 190. 185, have it divided 190 where? 185, looking for 190. 185, have it divided 190, 90, 185, looking for 190. Are we all done? I have 185, 190. 185, have it divided 190. 185, looking for 190, 90. Do I have an advance to 190,000, gentlemen? Nice opportunity, a wonderful home. I'm at 185. Have an advance to 190. 185, looking for 190, 90 by it 190. 185 now 190. Evaluated over 207,000. A lot of equity there. I'm at 185. 190. 185, looking for 190. 185, my bid, they have an advance 190. We have any advances over 185 here. Are there any advances over 185? Okay, I want to recess at 185 for a couple of minutes. Talk with my client before we call for those final bids. Give us just a couple of minutes, please. Thank you. Opportunity to look over this property and the information. Do we have any opening bids? So I have a $500,000 bid and set it in. How about a $500,000 bid and start it, ladies and gentlemen?
100.
100,000 all over. I got 100 all over, ladies and gentlemen. How about 400,000? Set it in. 400,000 my bid. I have 400,000. 400,000. Have it divided 5. 400,000 my bid. You have an advance 500. I have 400,000. You have an advance 5. 400,000 my bid. You have an advance 500 where? I have 400 now 5. 400 my bid. You have an advance 500,000. I got a bid of 400,000 and make it 5. 400,000 my bid. You have an advance 5. We have 400,000. You have an advance 5 where? 405 where? 400,000 my bid. You have an advance 4.5. I'll take 400 now 4.5. 400,000 my bid. You have an advance 4.5. 400 4.5 where? 400,000 looking for 4.5. 400,000 my bid. You have an advance 4.5. We've got 400 now 4.5. 400,000 my bid. You have an advance 4.5. Half bite at 450. 400 now 4.5. 400,000 looking for 4.5. My bids are at 400,000, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have an advance 4.5? 400, 4.25 I'll take. Go the hard way. I've got 400 now, 4.25. 400,000 looking for 4.25. 400,000 my bid. You have an advance 4.25. Buy it at 4.25. We're at 400 now, 4.25. Could not build it, buy it, and replace it for that. I'm at 400, 4.25. 400 now, 4.25. 400,000, my bid, you have an advance, 4.25. You have an advance to 4.25. Bids are at 400,000, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have an advance to 4.25? Do we have an advance to 4.25? My bids are at 400,000, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have an advance to 4.25? Do we have an advance to 4.25?
Put your back up and start over.
You know, I go really fast backwards. I'm at 400,000, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have an advance over 400,000 here today? Do we have an advance over 400,000? Okay, give me 1 minute. Talk with my client. High bids at 400,000. 2 minutes, please. Thank you. Last final call. We have a bid of 400,000. Any advances over 400,000? Indicating not, we'll sell the property to the mortgagee at 400,000. Gentlemen, thank you for your interest here today. If you'd dig out your pink slips, we'll give you back your checks for the unsuccessful bidders. And George, give us a minute. We'll fill out some contracts for parcel number 1.
I
Okay?
don't get mine back.